Well, what a shame. The main story that this guy has been telling for over 2 years now, that one journalist witnessed where Peter Obi offered him money in an envelope and he rejected it. The journalist in question has now debunked the story, saying the guy lied, that he was there, it was at his behest that he arranged the meeting with Peter Obi, that he was there all through, that Peter Obi never offered anyone money either during the meeting or after the meeting. Before we hear the journalist's debunk and rebuke of this guy, it is important for people to know that once anyone lies against you, whether you're a public figure or a politician or anyone, you must reply and debunk that lie. If not, silence will become acceptance or complicity. Yes, you must debunk every lie. If not, you embolden the liars or the blackmailers to continue lying against you, thinking you will not do anything. Just like this guy has been telling lies, insulting, defaming Peter Obi for over 2 years without any provocation, now that he's about to sue him to court for defamation, he's been granting interviews in many TV stations. And for someone who refers to himself as a human rights activist, one wonders what an activist is seeking audience with a politician for what? What are you going to do with a politician? The status you want Nigerians to accord you, a human rights activist, will be compromised if you are continuously seen around politicians. Yes, that's the reality. No matter how clean the politician is, someone like Peter Obi, the reason people talk about him every day is because he's rare. This is reality. Reality is different from bias. If you are talking about facts, no one can accuse you of being biased. This is the only politician that was impeached for saving money. Can you imagine that? Someone saved money. He didn't squander every money that was allocated in the budget. The House of Assembly members in Anambra State at the time became angry with him that he's saving money instead of sharing the money and squandering it. Can you imagine that? All of you shouting that you're human rights activists, you want a better country, you want that. How the hell do you not see this in this man? You don't hold the people in power to account. You're always attacking someone who saved money, who didn't steal a kobo from the state coffers when he was governor. He's seeking in these guys' objectives. Eat your money in peace. Do not bother anyone. Collect money from anyone, from people in power. Do everything you want to do. Live your life. Life is fun if you have the money to enjoy life. But don't come and gaslight Nigerians and start talking nonsense, especially against someone who everyone can see that he is different from other politicians. A man that was impeached for saving money is going to offer you money. To do what for him? What are you going to bring to the table to him? At the time this happened, the man had already gotten the ticket of Labour Party. He just left PDP to join Labour Party and he already secured the party's ticket. What is someone like this guy going to do for him that will require Peter Obi to offer him money in an envelope? He didn't even offer the journalist. It's this guy that was seeking to contest for House of Reps in Abuja. He wanted to ride the Peter Obi wave. That was why he sought that meeting through the journalist. Maybe something happened after that meeting, because if you check the guy's old tweets, he was praising Peter Obi at the time, saying he's the best candidate, he's this and that. There's even a video where he said that if the trio of Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi are on the ballot, that he will vote Peter Obi.
If Tinubu is on the ballot, Atiku is on the ballot, Peter Obi is on the ballot, even if, and I don't drink alcohol, I've never drank alcohol in my life, even if, assuming without considering that I'm drunk, I will vote Peter Obi.
So something must have changed for the guy to turn around and start insulting Peter Obi, calling him names, even defaming him. You can't just wake up and call someone a thief when no court has convicted that person of stealing something. Even if you have a video, a CCTV video of where that person stole something, yes, if you have that, bring it to court. This is the reality. If he has any evidence that proves Peter Obi is a thief or one of the many things he called him, he should bring it to court so that a judge will look at it and say, okay, you are right by calling him this. But if he's not able to convince a judge that all the names he's been calling Peter Obi, all the defamations are correct, then he's going in for it. Now let's see the real story from the journalist Ika Abonyi, who arranged the meeting between Deji Adeyanju and Peter Obi. In a statement he released, of course you can see that other Nigerian newspapers covered the story. He said, account of what transpired in a meeting Deji Adeyanju had with Obi. it will be unfair to my conscience as a Christian and a journalist to allow Deji Adeyanju to continue with his false narrative in the name of activism on Peter Obi. Sometime in July 2022, ahead of the 2023 general election, and Peter Obi had picked the Labour Party presidential ticket, Adeyanju was one of his ardent supporters and was contemplating running under the Labour Party for the Amak seat in the House of Representatives. Amak is Abuja Municipal Area Council. As a friend of Deji and Obi, I decided to broker a meeting as I was contemplating Deji getting a waiver to pick the House of Reps ticket. At the meeting, I went with Deji and 3 of us sat discussing. Obi narrated his political journey, nothing new from what he already related in the public space, and Deji also told his life story, how his mother has been very impactful in his life. We left after about 3 hours of frank talk. Nothing was offered either in monetary terms or as a physical gift. In fact, except for our telephone, we took nothing to the place. A few weeks later, Deji was quoted as saying that Obi came to offer him money, but he refused, and that Obi told him he invested in the family business as governor. I didn't know what caused the sudden fabrication, whether he was expecting Obi to have offered something and was disappointed he didn't come. I couldn't make sense of it. I called Deji and wanted to know if he met with Obi after our meeting, and he kept mum. I was forced to issue a statement then to clarify the issue. Find the 2022 statement attached and can be found on Google as "It's a Lie from the Pit of Hell," Abonyi replies Adeyanju over comment on Obi. I therefore still find it necessary to restate the story of what happened and to express disappointment that someone I call a friend should go on such a voyage of blackmail blatantly. In 2022, when this happened, Deji was not yet a lawyer but a student. I had thought that after being a lawyer called to the Nigerian bar at such an adult age to fight and defend truth and justice, Deji should not indulge in this type of fallacy and should appreciate why a person like Obi will do anything to defend his hard-earned reputation. I will therefore urge Deji to strive to be honorable and follow the path of truth if he hopes to grow in the legal profession. Signed, Ika Abonyi, journalist. You see, the reason many journalists, bloggers and others openly support Peter Obi without minding whether they are tagged bias that they are part of Obi supporters is simply because Obi deserves it. A man who, instead of stealing security votes when he was governor, he used that money to equip many schools in Anambra State. Look at the result today. More than a decade he left office. Anambra students are still making Anambra people proud everywhere they go. Remember, this happened at a time when governors were openly stealing security votes. They can steal it, even legally. Yes, they are backed by the constitution because no one, even the state assembly, even the EFCC, no one can call them to account how they spent security votes. This is what the military gave to Nigerians. So if you don't openly acknowledge and recognize someone who did good things in office, is it a criminal you are going to sing his praises? The likes of James Ibori, who went to prison, it was from security votes he stole all the money. If you look into the accounts when he was governor, you might not find outrageously inflated contracts. Most of that money came from security votes. Look at all the Niger Delta states. That's what they do. In a month, they can budget up to 500 million naira or 1 billion naira as security vote. Yes, it happens daily. Look at Delta State. Do you think it was from contracts that they got all that money? All the trillions of naira they are accusing Ifeanyi Okowa today of embezzling? Yes, he has a case with EFCC. Of course, no one knows whether the case will ever come up again, except this administration is gone, because he has decamped. All his sins have been washed away. So Nigerians must learn something. Even if you hate someone, you don't need to acknowledge it. You don't need to make it clear to the person that you hate him. It doesn't make any sense. It tells more about yourself that you're hating on someone who didn't do anything to you. Also, as an addendum, Nigerians must know that the reason we are doing this video is not just to give this publicity. Yes, this guy is seeking publicity. He wants public opinion to overshadow everything. But the reason we are putting it on record is because this case is obviously heading to court. so that it will add as an evidence that this guy, the main story he's been telling for many years, has been debunked. Not just now, the journalist debunked it even in 2022, but he's coming up again to debunk it yet again. Thanks for watching.